Okay, so we're back for another deep dive, and today we're going to be looking at unavoidable success, mastering your craft.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we had a chance to look at this one yet?
I have, yeah. This is a really good one.
Yeah, this one is.
I think this one is going to really resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's all about, you know, how to become so good at something that you're just undeniable. You know, success can't avoid you.
You become unavoidable.
Yeah. And so much of that comes from the idea of letting your work speak for you.
Right. And working in silence.
Working in silence, exactly. So,
which is such an interesting concept, you know,
well, and
in today's day and age.
It's counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
Because we're in this world where everybody's, you know, promoting themselves
all the time, yeah.
All the time on social media.
I'm sorry, it's all about,
you know, you got to be loud.
Look at me, look at
you got to be flashy.
Yeah.
And this book is saying, no, 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 no.
It's like the opposite of that.
Like, just put your head down.
Yeah.
Do the work.
You know, and the results will speak for themselves.
And the results will speak for themselves.
You know, and it's about really dedicating yourself to a craft.
Yeah. And I think a really good analogy for that is like, think about a musician.
Yeah.
Who's, you know, spending hours and hours and hours.
In the studio, yeah.
In the studio.
Yeah.
Practicing.
Honing their craft.
They're not out there,
yeah,
you know, telling everybody how great they are.
Right.
They're just putting in the time.
They're letting the music do the talking.
They're letting their music speak for itself.
Exactly.
And then when they finally get on stage, it's undeniable.
They blow you away.
They just blow you away.
It's like, wow, where did that come from?
Yeah.
They've been working, you know?
It's that dedication to the craft that really makes the difference.
And we see this, I think, in so many different areas.
Yeah, actually. Like, you think about somebody like...
We'll take...
go ahead.
Like insert real-world example of a successful individual who embodies this principle. Example, a well-known entrepreneur, artist, athlete, for example.
Oh, that's a perfect example.
Dude, they didn't get to where they are by just, like, being loud and, you know,
right?
Self-promoting all the time.
They put in the work.
They focused on their craft and built something really remarkable.
And it's interesting because, like, they're, you know, that person is obviously incredibly successful.
Oh, literally successful, yeah.
But, like, how did they get there?
By, you know...
That wasn't by being, you know, the loudest voice in the room.
No, it was by being the best.
It was by being the best.
At what they do.
So I guess one question I have about all of this, though, is...
Yeah.
You know, how do you balance that with the need to sometimes promote yourself, right?
Sure, yeah, because you can't just do amazing work and expect people to just automatically find it. Sometimes you do need to, you know, put it out there in front of people a little bit.
Yeah. How do you think about that?
Well, I think, you know, it's not black and white. It's not like you either only work in silence or you're constantly self-promoting.
Yeah.
It's more about finding that balance.
Finding that sweet spot.
Yeah, where the foundation is always going to be the quality of your work.
Right.
But you also do need to be strategic about getting it in front of the right people.
So for somebody listening to this, what would be like the first step, you know, to applying this working in silence philosophy?
Well, I think the first step is really identifying what is that skill, what is that unavoidable skill for you?
Yeah.
What is the one thing that if you were to truly master it, you'd become so good at it that you'd become an invaluable asset. You would be sought after, you'd be in demand.
Well,
you know, and for some people that might be, I don't know, coding or writing or design. Or maybe it's public speaking. I mean, it could be anything.
Or even something that's not necessarily like a hard skill. You know?
Sure, right, like a soft skill.
Like communication, you know, like being able to communicate effectively.
Communication is huge, absolutely.
Is a skill in itself. And, you know, if you can master that, that's going to open so many doors for you.
It will attract people to you. You'll become someone that people want to work with.
Yeah, so I love this idea of like, you know, almost like becoming a magnet for opportunity.
That's a great way to put it.
By just being so undeniably good at what you do.
It's almost like the opportunities come to you. You're not having to chase them down all the time.
Right.
Which I think takes a lot of the pressure off.
It does. It takes a lot of the pressure off.
And that constant need for external validation.
Yes.
You're kind of building that validation from the inside out.
Yeah. Yeah. So how would you go about, developing that mastery, right?
Well, I think, first of all, it's about setting really clear goals.
Okay.
Like, what does mastery actually look like to you?
Right.
And then it's about breaking that down
Mhm.
into smaller, more manageable steps.
Yeah.
And then it's about deliberate practice.
Okay.
Not just kind of going through the motions,
Right.
but really focusing on those areas where you need to improve.
So it's not just mindlessly doing something over and over again.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about being intentional with your practice.
And seeking feedback, I imagine.
And absolutely. Feedback is crucial because you need that outside perspective.
Yeah, to see those blind spots that you might have.
Yeah, that you might not be aware of.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's about consistency.
Yeah.
Showing up day after day.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah, even when you don't feel like it.
That's huge.
And it's not about, seeking the applause.
Right.
It's really about the inherent satisfaction of
Yeah.
just reaching your full potential.
That's powerful.
It is.
It's not about the quick win.
No.
It's not about, the instant gratification.
Yeah.
It's about the long game.
The long game, exactly.
It's about building something substantial.
Yeah.
And when you do that,
Yeah.
the success, the unavoidable success, it comes
as a byproduct.
as a byproduct.
But that dedication.
Yeah.
I think it's more rewarding, don't you think, to earn your success through dedication and skill
Absolutely.
than it is to just kind of get a lucky break.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's more sustainable too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just something that's flashy.
Mhm.
It's something that's you've built a foundation.
It's lasting.
Yeah, it's lasting. So I think, the big takeaway here for our listeners is, what's your unavoidable skill?
That's the question.
What's that one thing that if you truly mastered it,
Yeah.
you would be a force to be reckoned with?
I love that. A force to be reckoned with.
And I think that's where the real journey begins.
It does. Finding that skill, cultivating it, and letting your work speak volumes.
Yes.
The world is waiting to be impressed.
The world is waiting to be impressed. I love that. I think that's a perfect place to end it.
I think so, too.
This has been another great deep dive.
It has.
I always enjoy these conversations.
Me too.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.